Insider. Music, dramas, movies, musicals, YouTubers, and more. Anyone who's anyone in their field. The Insider of the Bunch joins us every Wednesday to share their insight from their world on Insider. Today for K-Poppin's Insider, we have the most insider of Arirang Radio, DJ Lex. Hello.
Hello, guys. All right, this is so. First of all, I'm so honored to be here today.
Really?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I want to thank our PD님. I believe you call her what? Queen Victoria?
Victoria PD.
Yeah, Victoria, Queen Victoria. I want to thank K-Poppin team as well. Hi guys, I'm DJ Lex.
Okay, so I think some of our listeners might know, but DJ Lex and I hosted one of our Arirang Radio concerts a few years back. Was it 2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago, yes, for the 14th anniversary.
Oh wow, you remember which anniversary?
Yes, I still remember. It was in September something. I still remember because that year was the first year I was hosting Happy.
Oh yeah.
And I started in April, so 5 months later, I was like, you're gonna be hosting or co-hosting with Isak, and I'm like, wait, what?
What?
Excuse me? With this amazing senior?
No. Okay, well, speaking of which, you recently had your 2-year anniversary as
Happy.
DJ.
Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations to that.
Thank you. Time goes by too quick.
Right. So what's it like, kind of thinking back like the before and after of like being a radio host, especially since we have to do our shows in English and talk about Korean culture and whatnot, like anything that you've been learning since you've been a host?
Well, I still remember to this day my meeting with our PD님 back then, our producer for the show, and being on Hoppy for 2 years, I feel like it got me, first of all, not losing my English, which is amazing, because if you are in Korea, if you are an English speaker, you tend to lose your English a little bit, right? But since I've been doing it for the past couple of years, it's amazing. And another thing, I got to meet you. Too much today. I'll stop. Okay.
No, it's okay. Speaking of which, some of our listeners from our V Live are remembering the two of us hosting. So it looks like that they're really excited to see you back in the studio with us. Now, because you are literally like 12 hours early, not 12 years, 12 hours early. What's it like? Like, are you more of like a night person, like at the peak of your show, or are you more of a daytime person? I'm curious.
Well, personally, I'm a night owl. I'm not much of a morning person, guys, but that's the thing, because Heartbeat airs at 12 a.m. Korea time. So in Korea, I know that a lot of our listeners are in Korea and in Japan as well, because we're in the same time zone, but it's in the afternoon zone in other countries.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. When I first started Heartbeat, I was like, okay, do I have to do it like, hey guys, or do I have to do like, hello, Happy DJ here? Like, I don't know what to do. So, but now,
because the time difference is so
right. But now, since it's literally called Hot Beat, I gotta do it hot. So I tend to do it kind of like
more lively. Okay, more lively.
Yes.
All right, well that's good. Now, thank you for sharing Buddy with us not too long ago on Pause Day. So how's Buddy doing?
He's doing great. He wants to meet. What's the dog name?
My dogs?
No. The Sarah's, Dorothy, and your dog.
My two.
We should have a gathering.
I think that would be chaos if we have everybody in the studio.
It's going to be a party for Buddy too.
Yeah, probably. Is Buddy more of a I like other dogs type of dog, or is Buddy very reserved?
He's crazy.
Oh, he's crazy.
When I take him for a walk, when he sees dogs, he's like, and when he sees people too, he just goes wild. Okay,
he's exactly like my Luffy. Okay, now I did remind our listeners earlier that we are going to have something pretty special a little bit later. We're going to make Lex, I keep laughing about this because I can't even picture him doing this next to me. So Lex is going to say your phrases in an ASMR tone.
Oh, yes. You guys like it.
Can I leave the studio? So, because he's going to be doing that, what you need to do is send in phrases that you want him to say for the ASMR coming up later. Okay. Now, not too long ago, you actually were here because you released a single.
Oh, yes, I did.
So tell us about it.
So, me and one of my members in Bigflo, Sungmin, who's currently doing a musical, and Sungmi of Rains, we formed, I guess it's kind of like a trio, a special trio, and we released a song composed by the one and only Yoon Jong-shin.
Okay.
And it was an awesome experience, because in life, who's gonna get a song from Yoon Jong-shin?
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So it was a huge honor working with him in general.
Yes.
What was the recording process like? I know that it was, for you, kind of after a little bit of a break after, like Bigflo's album and everything. So like getting all of them together, having another member join and everything. What was it like?
Well, I don't know if we shared this or not, but that song, Like You, 너처럼 살고 싶어, that song was recorded before our 거꾸로 track.
Oh, wow.
So but that's the thing. That's what it is in the music industry. Like, you record and you plan for, let's say, tomorrow, but that never happens. It becomes like 10 years. So that's what happened. So we recorded, and then we went back and forth, and then 거꾸로 Upside Down came, and then this came.
Okay.
But the recording was really fun, and Sungmin and Sungni are just amazing vocalists.
Okay. So you just had a lot of fun. No, you're a good vocalist too. Now you also did a soundtrack for a Chinese drama recently.
Oh, yes.
Now I'm curious at this point. Are you much of a drama person? Like, do you like dramas? Have you watched any recent Korean or American dramas?
Well, I do get into dramas, but only the ones that I actually get hooked on. I mean, I guess that's like that for everybody else. But the first one in Korea was Boys Over Flowers.
You watched Boys Over Flowers? Really?
So that one. And the most recent one was I forget the one in English, but it's in Korean. It's called 세상에서 제일 예쁜 내 딸.
Okay.
And it's related about family and daughters.
It's still ongoing.
It is, yes. It's a weekend drama, I believe, and it's so fun.
Okay. So the translation of the drama title is "My Daughter is the Prettiest in the World."
Yes.
I've been seeing some rave reviews about this drama. There's been a lot of people just really loving it. So
good.
It's like, okay, he's also watching it too. Now remember, guys, if you're sending these ASMR messages, he's gonna read them, so send them in, because I'm seeing a lot of like hellos and laughing and stuff like that. But
you guys want like LOL or something like,
oh no. Okay, so if you want him to send in a message, be like, I want him to send in this ASMR message. So send that in, because we are live with our V Live and also with our YouTube live track as well and all that. So there's a lot of live going on in here.
Yes.
A little bit different than normal.
I like it. Yes.
There's another camera in the studio. So Lex, you're also filming us.
Oh yeah, so this is actually for our YT channel.
Okay. So your personal one.
Yes, Sungmin and I have our own, and this is for that. But I'm kind of blocked. But anyway, yes.
Okay. So I have a question. Since you do, like you were saying earlier, normally when we think of like nighttime radio in Korea, they tend to be more soft-spoken. They tend to whisper a little bit more. So, maybe there is a celebrity, maybe a member, maybe a like non-Korean celebrity, anybody who would be like, if they did nighttime radio, you would stay up no matter what time zone it is in your area and listen to them. Because honestly, a lot of your fans actually have to either stay up or, a lot of our Arirang Radio listeners have to set an alarm so that they don't miss us.
Right, I'm so thankful.
So, who would you like to listen to, like if they were a nighttime radio host?
Well, I've always had this thing for like husky voices. So I think it'd be incredible if Soyu, former sister member, if she did like a late night hosting, I would be up and be like. And also another artist that has a similar voice to Soyu is Punch.
Oh, yeah.
Do you realize that? They've got similar, those husky voices. So yes, those two, I guess.
Okay, so those
incredible.
two. Incredible. You know what? There's a few messages coming in. At least two right now.
For the ASMR?
Yeah.
All
so
right.
Ava and Lulu send it in. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up for a few seconds. I'm going to have the producer crank up the volume.
All right.
And you're going to have to come as close as possible, because these mics are actually useful for ASMR. So I'm going to get you as close to the mic as possible. I'm going to shut it for a little bit.
All right.
And you can read the messages, so I'm just going to let you take it away.
All right. Hey, 같이 꽃길 걸어요. I wanna walk with you on a flower path.
Are you done? Are you done? Are you done?
Hey there, All right. Oh, these mics are really good. I'm sorry you had to hear that, Isak. I'm sorry. Our team, K-Poppin team.
Our team flipped out. I'm sorry.
Come on, guys, send us more. Whether it be Korean or English, any will do.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I need a song break. I need to come back to reality here. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do.
No, come on, you like it though.
I think out of all the ASMRs I've listened to, this is going to be the most traumatizing one.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding.
I know.
All right, so what we're going to do is we did talk about this song. Because DJ Lex is a DJ, I don't want to make him work too much today as a host because I know that our listeners all love to listen to him during his program. But because it is one of your recent songs, and I don't know, it just feels awkward for me to introduce the track. So our track we're going to listen to is the recent collaboration you did. Introduce the song, do whatever you want, and then we'll go and take a listen to it.
All right, thank you for the time. So guys, this, I just talked about this, released by Seungmin and me, Lexa Bigflo, and Rains' Seungni. We recently released a track called 너처럼 살고 싶어, like you. Basically, if you roughly translate the Korean one, it means I want to live like you. And it was, of course, produced by Yoon Jong-shin. It's kind of like a 90s. It's got that Boys to Men vibe as well. So if you guys like it, keep on listening to it. So let's go take a listen to the song 너처럼 살고 싶어, like you. 사람답게 나도 내 감정이 솔직해 거짓말 안 하며 살게 Please let me know 살고 싶어 Baby 너처럼 살고 싶어 This one I do 울고 싶을 때 울고 그냥
I'm in Australia, Tokyo, the Philippines, Finland, Indonesia, New York.
Arirang Radio.
Now live in Seoul.
I think it would be great if I could have this happen all the time, to have DJ Lex in the studio and have him just as my co-host. But DJ Lex is here in the studio. You are listening to K-Poppin, not Hotbeat. It's K-Poppin time. It's K-Poppin time.
Hey, how about this? You come on my show next time.
Okay, I will.
Let's talk to our Pitenim about that.
I wouldn't mind. I would love to be on your show.
So honored. Wow.
So on our V Live, Bigflo's Seungmin's dropping by to say 이상눈 안녕하세요. 렉스 잘 부탁드려요. 아유, 같이 오시지.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
It would be so much fun if you guys came together.
형 안녕. He's so supportive.
He is, and it was great to be able to like run into him at random. It's like you two are always connected at the hip, and so whenever I go out and see you guys, he's always there. So it would have been great if he actually was here with us. Aw. Well, thank you so much for dropping by and supporting Lex. And there's a lot of other messages coming in. Speaking of messages, I don't think we're going to be able to have enough time to read all of the messages today because like how many amazing messages came in. So I want to kind of dive into a few listener questions just to try to read as many of them as possible.
All right.
So first one is from Saza from Malaysia. Would you rather not be able to eat jelly for the rest of your life or not be able to drink coffee for the rest of your life?
You guys know me too well.
Wait, so DJ Lex loves jellies?
Yes, I'm like a jelly addict and a coffee addict. Which now that I'm hearing it and like from a third person, that's so bad for your health. Because every time I'm hosting Hotbeat, I'm like, guys, like I'm jelly, I want coffee, but that doesn't really seem that bad. But hearing you say it, Wow, I should watch out for my health now.
No, you're fine.
But yes, to answer your question, Shaza, thank you for your message. I think I can't quit coffee.
Okay.
I can't quit coffee. I just can't. Even though I love jelly so much, and you guys, I just can't quit coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna go with coffee.
Yes.
All right. The next one is, this is interesting. Zio from the USA is saying hello to DJ Isak, PD to all the writers, and to the K-Poppin team. Question for Lex: if you could create a portal to any time and place like Doctor Strange, when and where would you like to go and why?
Ooh, interesting. Thank you, Azizio. I call her Aziza. Azizio. Thank you, Aziza. So yes, Aziza, if I could go into a portal at any time, when and where? In, I think, grade 4. I talk about this a lot on my show, but I used to have snowball fights with my classmates, and I would use my French horn case as a shield.
Oh yeah, you're from Canada.
Yeah. No! Yes, I'm from Canada, so yes, I will go back to that time. Because you know what, like, these, not saying that I'm not happy or whatever, but like, seeing little kids, like, oh, like, I wish I was a kid sometimes.
Yeah, I wish you could go back and you get a chance to just go in the backyard, not worry about anything. Food's always going to be on the table. You don't have to worry about paying bills. Your phone bill.
You know, your parents wash you, they clothe you, they give you food, they give you love. What do you not have when you're a kid, right?
But you want to be an adult, and it's so sad.
That's the irony of life.
That's the irony of life. Once you get older, you want to go back to being younger. Yet, Lex is so young.
Oh.
Okay, so Lex, you are here on the show. I know that you love being on a live broadcast.
Oh, yes.
You really love like the excitement that we get, especially like when we host shows. So it looks like you wanted to say thank you to the listeners tuning in today.
Yes.
So what did you prepare?
So I didn't want to just come in and drop by and be like, hey, but I wanted to gift you, Isak, and to all our listeners of K-Poppin, just a short song.
Oh, he's gonna sing for us.
Very short. I'm just gonna sing the first part of Paul Kim's 모든 날 모든 순간, every day, every moment.
Okay, so you're gonna sing just the first verse.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you. Are you ready? Can we like just go in? Do you need to take a quick sip of water?
That's okay. I can go.
Okay. Well, for those of you just tuning in, it's not Hot Beat. It's K-Poppin time on Arirang Radio. Lex is in the studio today as our insider, and he's gonna give us a little bit of a short gift of singing for us. So, ready when you are.
Yes.
Let's go.
없이 웃을 수 있을까 생각만 해도 눈물이 나 힘든 시간 날 지켜준 사람 이제는 내가 그댈 지킬 테니 너의 품은 항상 따뜻했어 고단했던 나의 하루에 유일한 휴식처 나는 너 하나로 충분해 긴 말 안 해도 눈빛으로 다 하니까 한 송이의 꽃이 피고 지는 모든 날 모든 순간 함께해 Yes, that is it.
That's it? That's it? No, sing more! I mean, it's so like sudden that he was able to sing for us, but thank you.
No problem.
Okay, now we have to have him back on the show again so he can sing like a whole song.
Call me anytime. But literally though, now what's up with this room? It's giving
so
me
bright.
no. Like it's giving me that like I'm reading the lyrics, I'm singing the song. I've never been into the song like that, but like I'm like
Really feeling this all?
what's up? There's something in this room.
Okay, then we really need to bring him back into the studio
please
so that he can do that. So we do have a lot more of the script and a lot more questions we're going to try to ask Lex, but we thought, just me asking the same old question is going to be not so much in an excitement interview. So what we decided to do was reach out to our listeners from around the world so that they could actually call in and ask you questions instead of me asking them for you.
Wow.
So I think we have our first connection through, and we're going to talk to him. So hello.
Hi, Lex. Hi, Isak. I'm Leon from Singapore.
Hey, Leon from Singapore. Wow, this is incredible. Can we have this on Hoppy? Wow. Hi, Leon.
Hi, Lex.
It's incredible to hear you live like this. How are you doing?
Good.
All right. So do you
I'm a
have
bit nervous right now.
You're in a bit of a rush right now?
Okay. Well,
nervous.
oh, you're
Okay.
nervous.
Okay.
So Leon, you have a question for Lex. So I'm going to give you a chance to ask the question away. So take your time and ask your question.
Okay, Lex, if you could use one color to represent yourself, what would it be and why?
If I could represent color for myself. Well, my favorite color is green, but I think I would have to call myself white.
No.
And a tint of gray.
No.
Why?
Leon, can I choose his color?
Yeah, sure.
I think Lex is red.
Why? Am I red?
No, because he's so passionate. He's so passionate
like
about
this
his thing.
table. It's more orange. But anyway, yes, I guess red. But I say white because, like in life, in society, there are a lot of, bad stuff. There are a lot of stuff, crazy stuff happening in this life. And I want to stay true to myself. I want to stay pure. So that's why I like to be the color white.
Okay. Leon, is there anything else you wanted to ask or say before we let you go for today?
Okay, can Lex give a shout out to the Pablo 6 and the Heartbeat family?
Yes, so Pablo 6 is our Heartbeat fam, and Pablo 6 contains, if I can remember, I'm so sorry if I leave any of you out, but we have Joshua, we have Leon, we have Rusi, we have Siska, we have Annie. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But yes, to our Bubble 6 and to our Hoppy fam tuning in right now, thank you so much as well. Oh, and Joshua. Yes. Is that right, Leon?
Okay. Oh.
That's one that you get wrong.
And one wrong, yes. At least I got Joshua right. Thank you so much, Leon. You're incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Incredible.
Leon.
Thank you.
You're incredible. Bye.
Okay. Now, before we have our next caller on the line, I wanted to ask just a few more questions so we can get our staff and everything kind of connected outside. So, Lex, you have to answer these questions yes or no as fast as you can.
All right.
I am the visual center of Arirang Radio. Yes or no? 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Okay.
State the obvious. I'm just kidding.
Out of all the Arirang Radio DJs, I have the sexiest pronunciation. Yes or no? 3, 2, 1.
No.
Oh. Now, they're out of every place here at Arirang Tower. Doesn't matter where, I have my selfie zone. Yes or no?
No. Actually.
No. Okay. Out of hosting Heartbeat, there actually has been a guest that let my heart flutter. Yes or no? 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Okay. And last but not least, there is a program on Arirang Radio I would really love to be on. Yes or no? 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes. What we're going to do is take a quick song break. Then we're going to come back, see why he said all of these answers to the yes or no, and also, if we can, try to connect with some more of our listeners from around the world. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, a lot of our listeners sent in this request for today, so this is dedicated to all of you. Bigflo is singing "네 친구, Your Friend." listening to K-Poppin here on Arirang Radio, not Hot Beat, K-Poppin.
Or are you?
But our listeners are saying that because it's K-Poppin and Hot Beat collaboration, it's Hot Poppin today.
I like that.
Hot Poppin today.
Or K-Beat.
K-Beat. Oh, I like K-Beat too.
I like that.
Okay, so we're asking some of our listeners to not just send in their questions, but also send in their personal information so that we can call them. And I think we have our next caller on the line, so I think we need to say hello. 여보세요?
안녕하세요.
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 본인 소개 부탁드릴게요.
뭐라고 소개해야 되지? 안녕하세요. 저 렉스 팬님이에요.
Oh, okay.
햇님.
Oh, so you know?
Yes.
Okay.
It's our 햇님. 햇님아 고마워. 안녕.
안녕하세요.
지금 일 중이야?
아니 아직 출근 안 했어요.
진짜? 출근했어. 고마워. Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like this is 햇님 and they're diehard fan and they're like they know each other. So okay, 자 햇님님, 저희 질문 좀 해주세요. 어떤 질문 하시고 싶으세요?
렉스가 연기를 한다면 꼭 도전해보고 싶은 장르가 뭔지, 뭐 느아르나 아니면 뭐 로맨스 코미디 이런 장르가 어떤 건지 궁금해요.
Okay, so if you were to act, what genre would you like to act for?
Well, Henny mentioned like a noir, like a dark movie or like a romance comedy. I think I would go. Okay, personally, 한국말로 해야 되는구나. 나는 좀 로맨스 코미디 좀 이렇게 좀 코믹한 걸 하고 싶은데 이제 얼굴이 이렇게 생겼다 보니까 좀 되게 강하게 생겼잖아. 그래서 다 이렇게 말하면 렉스야 너는 연기를 하면 되게 좀 이렇게 좀 동네에 좀 안 좋은 형 아니면 좀 이렇게 그런 역할이 맞구나 이런 말을 많이 하거든. 근데 내 마음은 이제 너를 사랑하는 로맨스 코미디 연기를 하고 싶어. So yes, I said romance comedy.
Okay, but yeah, he says that he would love to do a romantic comedy, but because of the way he looks, a lot of people say that he needs to do something a little bit more stronger. 자, 햇님님, 인사하기 전에 그래도 마지막으로 뭐 응원 메시지나 렉스 씨한테 하고 싶으신 얘기 있으시면 하세요.
요즘 날 더운데 밤에 춥고 이러니까 감기 조심하고 앞으로도 자주 보자.
고마워 진짜 햇님아.
햇님님 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
일 화이팅.
Okay, so for those of you who understand Korean, it's just a fan. I mean, yeah, they sounded like they were just like best buds from high school. So it looks like if acting-wise, though, but really, you would like to do a romantic comedy?
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's fun, and also because we're on the topic of acting, one of the goals that I have for this year and that I've always wanted to do is musical.
In a musical.
I've always wanted to be in a musical, and you know what? Because somebody asked me, because Henyam asked me the question, which role do you want to do? I answered it, but like if I get any type of role, that would be incredible. You know, like I'd be honored to act in anyone's musical or film or drama, whatever.
Lex, you don't have to give me this.
Oh, why?
You can work today.
All right, so our next message is from.
No. Before we do these, we had our yes or no questions.
Oh yes.
And we need to hear why you said these answers to our yes or no questions. I can't just let you leave. Okay, so you feel that you are the visual center of all the DJs here at Arirang Radio.
I mean, yeah, like I said, state the obvious. Okay, guys, I'm just kidding. Please don't
Peter, Sam, everyone, he says that he's better looking than you guys.
All right, no, guys, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying this to have fun. But no, I actually think you are.
No, I'm not.
Literally, like, visual center. I mean, yes, visual center could mean, like, the prettiest, the most handsome, and whatever, but I think you have the most, like, the biggest, like, aura. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Probably the biggest shoulders, too.
Speaking, oh gosh, no, anyway, so yes, I think you.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
Okay, thank
I'm
you.
not.
So you have the sexiest pronunciation. You said no.
Yeah, what is a sexy pronunciation?
You know, you sound sexy when you pronunciate stuff.
Because that's the thing. Our Happy Family listeners, they make fun of me, and even our guests. No. Not make fun of me, but they talk about my accent, and even our guests make fun of me, saying like, "Oh, like Lex, you have this accent," and I'm like, "What accent?" They're like, "Oh, you got this Canadian accent. You say,
you
say like backpack or bag, as in like bag, not bag."
Oh,
I'm like, who says bag? It's bag.
No, it is bag.
That's the thing. Yeah. So I don't think I have a sexy diction. I have a Canadian accent, I guess.
Okay.
How do you sound sexy? Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can. Okay. Now you said no to the selfie spot at the broadcast.
I think if I had to pick, I think the hallway.
Oh, if you had to pick.
In front of the washroom.
outside.
By the window.
Oh, by the window. Okay, so the natural light that comes in.
Yeah,
by the
natural light
window.
is the best for selfies, guys. Yeah, don't use fluorescent light. Use natural light.
Okay, natural light. So you said there was a guest that made your heart flutter.
Okay, so I said yes because I don't want to pick out just one. I want to. This sounds so cliche and mundane, but like I want to give a shout out to all of our Heartbeat family listeners because they make my heart flutter every single day.
No, I'm talking about guest, hun.
Oh, guest.
Like villain or like any of the singers you interviewed or.
So actually, okay, that's another hard question. I don't want to pick out just one, but if I had to, because this is your show and I will follow you, senior something new. I think I had this connection with Sophia, our former guest. She's now the host of Cinefactory. But she's got such a Duna, like an older sister, like vibe to her, and she makes me every time she comes in to do our second hour segment, I feel so like at ease.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay, so for her. All right, and there's a program that you would like to take over if you could.
Yes, K-Poppin. I'm just kidding. I love Hoppy.
It's okay, then I'll take over Hoppy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so what we're going to do is, looks like there's another listener on the line, and so we're going to have them come through and ask Lex a question. So let's say hello. Hello.
안녕하세요, 동생 렉수. 안녕하세요.
It's our Roz.
Roz, hi.
Hi, 장누나.
Oh.
Hi.
I miss you.
I miss you too.
It was a year ago when I saw you.
Pardon?
It was 1 year ago that I
Yes,
saw you.
it was. Oh
and
my
scared you off the
goodness.
elevator.
Yes, I was so shocked. Oh, it's good to hear you.
Okay, so Roz.
I'm so happy to talk to you.
Yes.
So Roz, I know it's really late where you are, so I'm gonna let you ask as many questions as you need before you have to go back to bed. So, so tell us what your question is.
Well, as you know, I love my Disney life. And by the way, when are you coming so I can introduce you to my boss? But anyway, here's my question. In the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, each dwarf had a name that indicated their characteristics. So, if you were the eighth dwarf in the story, what would be your characteristic and what would your name be?
All right. Well, thank you so much, Roz, for taking your time in sending your question. I'm going to have to break. I'm going to be a party pooper, but I don't know the dwarfs.
So there's Sleepy. Wait, so there's... Wait.
Sleepy, Happy, Dopey, Doc, Bashful. Bashful's the one who danced with Snow White.
Yeah.
Grumpy.
Grumpy? Is that are they named like that because they're always grumpy and they're always happy?
Yeah. So they're based off of their characteristics. So if you were an eighth dwarf,
There was one called Sneezy.
yeah, Sneezy. So what would you be?
I think who's the one that danced with Snow White again?
Bashful.
Dopey.
Dopey.
Oh, Dopey.
All right, then
Dopey.
Dopey. Then Dopey it is.
No, if you're an eighth dwarf, you have to give yourself a new name.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I can't hear you. If I have an eighth dwarf, I think I would call myself
Smiley.
evilly.
Evil.
Because I'm evil like that. How's that?
Going back to that film noir, huh?
Evilly. Now call me evilly.
Evilly. Our producer outside thinks it fits you perfectly.
Oh, thank you. Rawr.
Now, Roz, before we say goodbye to you and all of your awesomeness, could you take some time to say whatever you want to say to Lex before we sign off with you?
Sure. Please keep in mind that your whole Hot Fiery group, the whole zoo is here supporting you, and we love you very much. And I also wanted to say hello from Annie and Siska both. They asked me to send their love, and of course we talked to Leon already. So Bravo 6 and the Six Star Sisters love you and support you always.
Oh, thank you so much. That means so much to me. Roz Nuna, Roz, older sister, thank you so much. I hope you have a great time, or a great night, shall I say. Thank you so much.
Yes. Well, thank you. It's great
Love
talking
you.
to you.
Bye, Roz.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
All right, so yeah, I think it's like 12 something or 1 a.m. in where Roz is right at the moment. So thank you for everybody who is listening to us really late today and whatnot. Now, we've got a lot to look at for today. Oh, I keep hitting the mic. The mics got lower, and I keep hitting the mics. So I apologize to the fans who are listening.
So can I actually say one thing? I want to talk about this, and I asked you if I can, and you said yes. So every time I see Isak, I'm like, wow, like your dress code, your dress, your toque, your beanie, your cardigan, whatever, they're all so like lit. Where do you get those? And they're like, yeah, I made it. And I'm like, thank you. I'll expect mine tomorrow. Like, you're incredible.
No.
I'm always envious of people that can sew and make clothes, and especially this one too. Like, how?
Well, no, I'm still learning. Right now, I'm actually trying to make a jean jacket. So I'm in the process of making a jean jacket.
FORME for me.
I can hear you.
I would like a white jean jacket.
White jean jacket. So, yeah. But yeah, I it's a hobby that I've taken up. And I've actually started to appreciate clothes a lot more. So I know that we have tons of questions today. We haven't even started diving into all the questions for today. So what we're going to do is just start diving into them. There's a few questions that came in earlier, and so I'm just gonna have Lex read them. I don't even need to like go through them and shift through them, because this is what Lex does all the time.
All right, so I'm gonna read a few. Lenny Cecilo, hi Lenny. She sent in a few questions. I'm just going to read one. I am really curious what you love to hear from fans or people who support you. Thank you, Lenny. Well, compliments. You know, I like carrots more than sticks, but we do need sticks too. But compliments, I think I've always liked it when I hear, wow, like, you've improved. Not you're good at singing or like you're this and that, but like you've improved, like you've leveled up a bit in your looks, whatever, in your music, whatever. And that, I think that's one of the biggest compliment that I get.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Lenny. Sophie Taboada. Hello, Sophie. Are you the Sophie that I know? Anyway, as a singer and as a person, you inspire so many people. Oh, thank you. Me included. Who was an inspiration for you growing up? I guess I would have to say my parents.
Oh.
Because I grew up with my mom, and now I grew up with my dad, and it's. I mean, they're not separated. Don't get me wrong. But yes, I think I feel like now that I'm like 26, Canadian age, like it got me to thinking how you grow up when you're young is really dependent on how your parents raise you. So yes, I think my parents are my inspiration to life.
Oh, he's so sophisticated. Okay.
Anyway, thank you, Sophie. Yes, moving on to Aneska Stefanova. Hello, Aneska. If you got the power to travel in time, where would you like to go and why? Oh, we answered this question to grade 4 when I played Snow Fight.
Okay.
With my case. Thank you so much, Aneska. Lillian writes in, hello, Lex, fellow Torontonian. Woohoo!
Is that what you guys call yourself, Torontonian?
Yeah. Anyway, saw on your YT your trip back here earlier this year. Yes, I did. Glad you had a good time catching up with an old friend. Question, is there anything you really miss about Toronto, Canada, and want to bring it to Korea? Interesting question. Thank you, Lillian. Yes, I had a great time visiting back at home and seeing my family and the house. One thing, I think, because in Korea, the culture itself, there's not much of a brunch diner restaurant in Korea.
We don't have diners.
That's the thing. And my friend took me to this 1950s diner restaurant for brunch, and I just went crazy. So I want to bring that to Korea.
I know that there's a few franchises that have tried to do the diner thing in Korea, but I don't think they can maintain it and keep it up, which is really sad.
So that's one. Thank you so much for that, Lillian. Do we have time?
Yes, we do.
All right. Fanny writes in one of your Mintu Studio, which is our YT channel, live streams. You wrote down a list of the NF, I don't know if I can say the names, recommendations we gave you. Did you ever end up watching them? No, I have not. I have not even signed up for it.
Oh, Oh.
The net F.
Yeah,
I really need to.
You do.
Yeah. I need to catch up on my game.
You too.
Yes, thank you.
You
Fanny.
need a subscription.
Can you give me one? Thank you guys so much for all your recommendations.
I'll let
though.
you borrow my. Oh no, I'll talk about this later.
All right. Thank you, Annie. Nikki Gomez writes in, hello, Isak and Lex. How are you today? We're doing great. Lex, I wanted to know, how did your parents react when you debuted as Bigflo? Oh, lots of love. Thank you, Nikki Gomez. Well, my mom couldn't be here, of course, for my debut showcase, but my dad was and my aunts were. And I bawled my eyes out. Because, it's finally like a dream come true. And they reacted first. I think that's how it's like for all parents. When they see their kids going into the arts field, it's not a stable job, right? So they were like, are you sure? Like, come on, like you came from Canada all the way to Korea. But after I debuted, after doing all the radio stuff and all the stuff that I've been doing, they're like, that's my son.
So it was a really big proud moment.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
Okay. Well, it looks like a lot of our listeners are willing to pay for your subscription.
So my bank account, and I'm just kidding.
And they're saying that sharing is caring. You can use mine.
You guys are so sweet.
All right. Well, Lex, I don't want to do this, but like I have to sign off today. Like my show's over. Like I can't do anymore. Like my show's over.
This is so weird.
Right?
Time goes by so quick.
Right? So this means that either I need to go back on your show
yes.
or you need to come back.
Yes, I will. Please. Our Queen Victoria, Pidinim, please call me. And our Pidinim, our home Pidinim too. Please let me come here. Yes, please.
Hatajan님, let Lex come back on the show.
Yes, I'll be a regular DJ. I mean, a regular guest every single Wednesday. And I'm just kidding. You need to have other artists. I mean, no more talking.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. But as we send him out of the studio, guys, don't forget to listen to K-Poppin every single day. Heartbeat as well. He's on 12 a.m. here in Korea Standard Time. And so make sure that you check out what time that is in your neck of the woods. We're going to be signing off with Bigflo's track, Kokoro Upside Down. And we will see you next time.
Yes, thank you guys.
Bigflo. Mama, you're the police. No, I'm not a bad boy. A bunch of gotta go. 지나가서 like thunder. 순간 모든 걸 뺏어간 sincere love. Oh, 나도 모르게 자꾸만 보게 되는 너 대체 뭐야, baby. 너의 모든 것이 궁금해. I want you, baby. 너의 도도.